All right, boys, give me a beat. Let's do this. When I say G, you say ready. G, ready. G, ready.
It's the greatest place to play in the world. Like, you ask anyone else in the NHL, like, where would you want to play? A lot of people are saying New York City.
You live right on Manhattan.
Yeah, and when the team's winning, everyone loves you. But the best part, the restaurants. I've been there for 3 years. My first 2 years, I didn't even own silverware. And
Sure.
I went out to dinner every single night. You find like your spots that you're used to. The manager hooks you up.
Living there, going to MSG, playing games there. I live kind of right downtown, so I jump in a cab, just walk right into MSG. You're also treated like a king there, right? Saturday Night Live tickets, you need Broadway tickets, you want to go to the best restaurant in the city, they call for you, you're set up. Like restaurants that not a normal person would be able to get into the night of, Knicks games, you're sitting courtside, everything's free, everything's taken care of. I mean, they treat you first class. There's great organization, obviously amazing city. I love the city.
It's the greatest rink. Like it's so much history in it. Not to like get like sentimental, but like it really like the stuff you just see on the walls walking around, like the stories you hear, it's insane.
I just arrived in New York. Wow, it's a nice city.
I think at the time I was on 70th Street, and the Garden's on 34th. And it took me, almost an hour and 40 minutes to get to 5 blocks away, and we almost didn't make it then. Like that Artem Anisimov, at one point he actually just pulled his car over into a parking garage and ran to the rink because the traffic wasn't moving. And he's like, I got to get to the game.
They're jerks doing it.
It's as simple as that. I don't like it.
You don't do this thing in the net. It's professional hockey.
The storm surge. You're an old school guy. You come in the league, you're in the room with Rick Tocchet, and all of a sudden, like, they want you to do some fucking celebration on the ice after wins. Were you down with that right away?
We needed to do something, right, to get ourselves, like, talked about. Like, Carolina, you're always going to be the little brother. I get it. Like, it's Carolina. Like, nobody's talking about Carolina. So for us to become relevant and bring these fans back who hadn't had playoff hockey in like 9 years, I mean, it was getting kind of dull. And, I am an old school guy, but they were like, let's try something else. Let's do a little something after the game. And that was kind of it. They were like, you got it? I was like, all right, let's come up with something. And we did something the first day. We ran into the boards, and then we did it again. Then we kind of got bored with that. I was like, I don't want to run against the board. So we said, all right, let's do something else. And we just kept coming up with new ideas, and we kind of got into it. We're like, all right, this is actually kind of fun now. And
yeah, I was shocked when I first got traded here from New York. Like, New York is obviously first class. Everything is just so professional. And then come down here and they're chirping other teams on Twitter. And it's just I love it. I think it's great.
What's testing look like these days, or is it changed completely?
It's not. It's tough. We do a assault bike, which is like we do. That's pretty tough. Most guys will pass that, but the cool thing is Rod does it with us. Or he doesn't do it with us, but he does it before us. And if he makes sure he passes, and then everyone else is kind of set to that standard, like, you better pass it.
I'll tell you what, there was no place louder than Carolina during that finals.
No
and
shit, huh?
Even before that. I mean,
yeah, you had Ric Flair, dude, out there, like, ripping it into the mic.
Oh, these people are loaded by, like, we would pull in for pregame skate, and there'd be a couple people in the parking lot. So this is like, what, 9:30, 10 in the morning? By the time I left to go for lunch at noon, there's a full-blown tailgate party going. And the game doesn't fucking start till 7:30.
College
so by the
football
time the game
style.
starts, these people are blitzed.
But it's just a great place to play, great people, nice people. And the best part about it, like, they have all the country music stars, and people just leave them alone. The Keith Urban, he's at Starbucks, and people, say, hey, but they're not asking for pictures, bugging them, kind of hassling them. It's a bunch of cool people down there.
Nashville was the city. I was only there for 1 year, but where I drank the most, just because, like, you leave the rink after practice and the weather's nice. You can go to, like, tin roof or winners or losers, cheap beers, live music.
There's a picture from, I don't know if it was from a drone up on Broad Street, and it was like the sea of yellow, right? And everyone's partying, and it's like Vegas nowadays. Like, you have so much energy in that city, you know, pre-gaming, you know, from noon to 7, and everyone's, you know, drunk going into the games, and then they're just loud and electric. You win, you go back on Broadway for another 4 or 5 hours.
You know, you'd be walking down the street, they'll shout your name, just say hi, and they're not begging you for pictures or autographs or anything. It's like, it almost feels like you're part of the city. I mean, I love the summers always here. It's special here, going to Fenway. And
I have no problems with the media and how they handled me.
After practice, they'd open the doors to media, go to the Bruins, and there's like 6, you know.
To be one of the guys that was on that team to bring a cup back to Boston for the first time in 39 years, it definitely, you know, meant a lot because of the sports city that Boston is and what the Bruins mean to the city and the fans. So it was definitely the highlight of my hockey career so far.